What's going on? I'm into another video, and today, if yesterday was one of my least favorite videos to make every year, doing my top 10 worst movies of 2020, today is one of my favorite videos of every year. And today we are talking about my favorite films from 2020. I cannot believe this godforsaken year is over. It was a wild year all around. But we still were blessed to have some good films come out. And I actually have a pretty good amount that I want to talk about. So today we are doing my top 25 favorite films from 2020. Now, 15 of them are honorable mentions. So 25 through 11 are honorable mentions. I'm not going to tell you guys anything about them. I'm just going to tell you where they were placed right before I get into my top 10. And then in the top 10, I will actually talk about my top 10 favorite films of 2020. So I'm very excited. We got a lot of great films to talk about today. Let me know down below in the comments, what is your favorite film that came out in 2020? I mean, we've got a relatively good selection to talk about. Now, this year wasn't the best year for new releases, and I focused a lot of my time on the 100 Movies I Missed project, but I actually I watched a lot of movies in the last week of the year, and I actually ended up pushing 70 2020 releases. So I didn't hit 100 like I did last year, obviously. There weren't as many movies that came out that I was able to go see, but we still hit around 70 2020 releases, which is it's really, really insane. I mean, I pushed in December. I watched a lot of 2020 releases in December to, really get that number up. But some of those ones that I pushed were bangers, and they're in my top 25. So again, let me know down below, what is your favorite movie that you watched this year? Thank you so much for taking time to click on the video, liking, commenting, subscribing. Go check out my second channel, FinaticFilm Reviews. I got some awesome reviews going up there. I've got some more coming around the beginning of the year. I'm very excited. This video is actually also on FinaticFilm Reviews. I have it both on my main channel and my second channel, so if you're on FinaticFilm Reviews, hello. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and we got some great content coming out. And if you are on Fanatic Film Reviews, go check out my main channel, Fanatic Films. This video is on both channels just because I thought it would be right to be on both channels. So yes, it is on both channels. But I think without further ado, let's just kind of get into the honorable mentions. So 25 through 11 are honorable mentions. I'm not going to get into any detail. We're just going to list them off so you guys know. And then we'll get into the top 10. So at number 25 is Bad Boys for Life. Number 24 is Red, White, and Blue, part of the Small Axe Anthology series. 23 is Onward. 22 is Extraction. 21 is Bad Education. 20 is a Yes, God, Yes. 19 is The Old Guard. 18 is The Five Bloods. 17 is Wonder Woman 1984. 16 is Mangrove, which is another one part of the Small Axe Anthology series. 15 is The Gentleman. 14 is The Devil All the Time. 13 is Birds of Prey. 12 is The King of Staten Island. And 11 is Sound of Metal. So without further ado, let's just get into the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is The Last Dance. Now, I know this might be a little bit controversial because it was kind of episodic. It wasn't one straight up film, but it was a documentary. It was not a TV show. I'm going to count it for this year. And it's one of the most brilliant documentaries I've ever seen. Just the sheer amount of footage and stuff that they had to play with. And on top of that, then getting the interviews from the current day players and coaches was done fantastically. This was at the height of COVID and lockdowns and everything happening, and having two episodes come out every Sunday, I believe was Sunday, was just a really great thing to unify not only the sports community but also the pop culture community and a lot of just communities in general. This was something that everyone was talking about and everyone was watching, and that in it for itself is something really big to think about. But on the technical side, it's a very well done documentary. I think it's directed extremely well. I again said the interviews I think are fantastic. The way that it's edited is just brilliant, and the storytelling going back in time and forward in time and all that is just done so well. and it's just a damn good documentary, and I really enjoyed it, and it comes in number 10 on my list. Coming in at number 9, another kind of controversial one, but I'm most definitely counting it on here, is Hamilton. You guys know how much I love Hamilton. I did a review on it earlier this year. I did a review on The Last Dance as well. It's just brilliant, and the stage adaptation, or the recording of the stage play, was done very well. The direction here is great. Obviously, the performances are top-notch, as well as the music, and everything involved is brilliant. And this was another example, like The Last Dance, of a cultural event that happened this year that was significant. You got to think about those events, and that goes into it a little bit, but I just really enjoyed it. This was 100 at one point, but then is it really a movie? Is it not technically a movie? I knocked it down 5 points because I didn't think it got the automatic 5 points like I give the other films. But it's still damn good. I really enjoyed it, and it comes in at number 9 on my list. Now, before I go any further, I'm just going to say it was very convenient that this year I only had 10 5 out of 5 star films. So from The Last Dance to number 1, they're all 5 out of 5 stars. Those are the only ones I had this year. Coming in at number 8 is Uncle Frank. Now, this is a film I watched actually yesterday. It was part of that blitz that I was doing to watch as many 2020 films as I could by the end of the year. And I was taken back by this film. I think this is Paul Bettany's best performance, bar none, just in general. Excuse me. I think Sophia Lillis, I believe is how you say your name, is fantastic. Peter McDissey, I also don't know if that's how you really say your name. Those three have brilliant performances here. All three of them are fantastic. This is a heartfelt, emotional, hard at some points to watch film. It really is. It tackles some stigmas that are very hard to talk about, but things that are actually real, and it does it in a way that is both delicate, but also in your face, forefront, like straight at you. And that is I respect that, because in a film that's talking about the issues that this film's talking about, I'm not going to go into any spoilers. I highly recommend you guys go watch this film. When a film explores those stigmas and the way that people think about things, whether it's right or not, the way that they were able to tell it in both a delicate but also straightforward way was very interesting. I think the direction here is very well. I think the script is fantastic. And the performances just killed me. I mean, they were heartbreaking and funny and hopeful all at the same time. And to have a range of emotions like that and for it to work means the film is very special. It was very special to me. I absolutely loved it. And it comes at number 8 on my list. Coming in at number 7 is The Way Back. This film is fan-freaking-tastic. Directed by Gavin O'Connor. You guys already know his resume with feel-good sports films, and you got Ben Affleck giving the performance of his life. This is not only just a performance of him playing a character. This was a really big, deep dive into who he was in the past and facing his demons. And for that, I give him a lot of credit, because he did give a very, very well done, fantastic performance, but it came from a place of experience and, you know, just raw emotion, and it was just absolutely brilliant. The score in this film is amazing. I mean, it's a sports movie. The scores usually slap hard in a good way. And just technically, it's a very sound, well-done film. The other performances in this are great as well. I think the kids on the basketball team are fantastic, all of them, especially the few main ones that we follow. And again, the direction from Gavin O'Connor, I mean, he has not missed with a sports movie. I mean, this is really, really good. I really enjoyed this one. I was hoping it would stay in my top 10, and it did. And it is at number 7 on my list. Coming in at number 6, the first film I gave 5 out of 5 stars this year was The Invisible Man. Elizabeth Moss gives one of the best, most terrifying performances I have ever seen, and it is brilliant. This film floored me in a way where you never knew what was going to happen. The restaurant scene really says it all. No one is safe at any time, and hell can break loose no matter where you are. And that was just incredible writing, direction, how it was, just Elizabeth Moss's performance. I mean, all of that put together just made this such a shocking moment in the film, but just a brilliant film in general. Written very well, directed very well. The sound design and the set design of this film are incredible. Just seeing little things change and shift and that he's there somewhere was absolutely incredible. I mean, it really was. The way that they were able to twist and show that this wasn't really a terrifying, scary jump scare. It was just a creepy, stalking type scary horror movie. And I loved that. The suspense thriller aspect of it was fantastic. I mean, it's just one of the best horror movies. And I'm not a horror guy, but I loved this movie. One of the best horror movies I have ever seen. And it comes at number 6 on my list. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into the top 5, again, let me know down below in the comments what is your favorite movie from 2020. I would love to talk to you guys down below in the comments about some of these fantastic films. And again, if you have not already, make sure you consider dropping a like, commenting, and subscribing. It means the absolute world. Let's start the new year strong. Coming in at number 5 is Palm Springs. This is a funny, heartfelt, yet also emotional time. It's the Groundhog Day with Andy Samberg. I mean, it's just fun. It's not to be taken too seriously. Sandberg and Kristen, I don't want to butcher her last name, but she plays Sarah. She's the second protagonist. They have fantastic chemistry. I think they give great performances. The script is very witty. It takes the Groundhog Day trope, but it twists it in its own way that makes it interesting and not feel like it is being just reworked for modern day, which it could have done and it could have failed, but it didn't. They made it fresh, they made it vibrant, they changed around the mythology, and it worked. The best cameo of the year, J.K. Simmons. It was the Always Be My Maybe cameo of Keanu Reeves' equivalent for this year. It was absolutely fantastic. And it's just a funny movie that just really talks about, your life you may think your life sucks, but look around, like life isn't that bad. And we needed that this year in 2020, even though this year was really sucked, but fantastic movie. I hope it gets up for some award stuff. I don't think it will because it's a comedy that, people don't take too seriously, but I loved it, and it comes at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 is The Trial of the Chicago 7. Ensemble-wise, I think this would win the Ensemble of Ensemble Awards. I think Sacha Baron Cohen in particular is fantastic. This is masterful writing from Aaron Sorkin. The way he tells this story, going into the past, coming back to the present, telling it, having different people at different times telling portions of the story, and just that witty, snappy, quick direction and writing is fantastic in this film. And I think all of the members of the cast use that and they make it their own, but they also stick to it and make this a very well paced, very funny at times, very emotional at times, well thought out and well worked film. It's fantastic. I mean, who would have thought a courtroom drama would be so funny and witty, and it's just great. And the performances in this are the thing to talk about because they're fantastic. But I mean, Aaron Sorkin's writing is so witty and clever and quick, and it's just done for this film really damn well. I really enjoyed this film. It's going to get some Oscar buzz. I know it. I hope it wins some stuff. And it comes in at number 4 on my list. Coming in at number 3 is Soul. I loved this film. I've done a review of it. Go check it out if you haven't. It's the most mature Pixar film of any that they've done so far. It deals with the meaning of life. It deals with the concepts of living your life and not not letting it go to waste, and that is another one that we needed this year. Life is too short. Live your life. Do with your life what you can while you have it. And I gotta give props to Pixar for that, because it landed, and it was really, really good. The animation in this is absolutely stunning, absolutely incredible. The score is great, and the direction from Pete Docter and the other co-directors is just spot on. And this is such a heartfelt, fun film, sad film, but really, like I said before, mature film that talks about really adult, mature themes and concepts. And for younger kids that may not work, but for adults, people like us, it was fantastic. I have not heard anyone say anything negative about this film. I mean, it is really, really good. I loved it. I cannot wait to rewatch it. Comes at number 3 on my list. Coming in at number 2 is Another Round. Now, this came highly recommended from my friend Zach Pope. Zach, if you're watching, you're the man. So I decided, look, I'm going to take the plunge. I rented it on iTunes for like, I think $6 and watched it. And this is an incredible foreign film. Mads Mikkelsen gives an unbelievable performance, but it's not just him. Everyone's just talking about Mads Mikkelsen, but can we talk about all 4 of the main characters? They are all fantastic in their own ways. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen, obviously, he's a more well-known actor, but all 4 of them are really, really good. The thing I really like about this film is the fact that it tackles 2 stories, or 2 sides of the spectrum when it comes to alcohol. The first side, which is the first half of the film, is, oh, alcohol's good. You can have a lot of fun with alcohol. Your life can be better. The second half of the film is, hey, alcoholism is a real thing, and it ruins people's lives. And the thing that was so clever about the writing of this film is that they took both halves, intertwined them, and gave us a very dark but hopeful ending to the film. And I know that sounds confusing, and you've got to watch the film for yourself to understand what I'm talking about, but the way it was done was absolutely brilliant. And again, I gotta talk, praise to the direction is fantastic. I think just the way it's edited is really, really done well, and the writing, the way the story is written is just so good. And the performances. Mads Mikkelsen gives a stellar performance, as well as the rest of the cast. They're all great. They're so good. I watched this yesterday as well as Uncle Frank, and I adore it. I'm so mad I didn't buy it instead of rent it. I rented it. I should buy it because I love it. I'm gonna wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. Hopefully it does. And it comes in at number 2 on my list. But coming in at number 1, you guys already know, my man Christopher Nolan with Tenet. This is a divisive pick. People hate this film. People love this film. I'm on the side where I absolutely love this film. It is by far my favorite of the year. It is, just the writing. I know people criticize the writing. The writing works for me. It does. The spectacle, everything being done practically is amazing. I just actually started watching the behind the scenes off of the 4K disc, and the way this stuff was done was amazing. It was incredible. But it's like I said, the writing, I think the writing's solid. I think the performances, especially from John David Washington, Elizabeth Debicki, and Kenneth Branagh, and Robert Pattinson, I think all 4 of them are fantastic in their respective roles. And it's just the way it was done. It's a technical masterpiece. It really is. Technical-wise, is a masterpiece. Christopher Nolan could do no wrong for me. The score from Ludwig Göransson is fan-freaking-tastic, and if it doesn't win the Oscar, I am going to be so mad. But I really, really love this film. It's by far my favorite of the year. I've watched it 6 times this year, 4 times in theaters, twice on Blu-ray. And I just can't get it out of my head. It's so damn good. I think the pacing is really, really good. And it's just a fun film, action-packed film to watch on my free time. And it is my favorite film of 2020. But guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for taking time to click on the video, liking, commenting, subscribing. All that means the absolute world. Let me know down below in the comments. What is your favorite film of 2020? We will see you tomorrow for my top 10 most anticipated films of 2021. Have a happy New Year's Eve, and we'll see you